Hi everyone, welcome to Dottie's Adventures. Well, I finally got myself a bed and somewhere to sit, so we're off on a road trip. I've got 3 nights away. I always said I would only use Dottie for probably 1 night, but I've got a few things I need to do and lots of places I need to be, so I've actually got a 3-night stay in different places, and it starts with a trip to Oxfordshire, which is about a 2.5-hour journey for me. I'm staying at my brother and sister-in-law's in Oxfordshire. Going to be staying in Dottie on their drive, so kind of not on a campsite, put it that way. First time not on a campsite. Tomorrow night, I'm staying on another friend's driveway. I'm like driveway surfing, like sofa surfing, but on a driveway. And then on Tuesday night, I'm actually going to try a pub stop, my first pub stop on my own in Dottie. But I've got a lot of driving to do. I've got an audiobook to listen to, and I will catch you lot in a little bit. Good morning. Well, I completely forgot to record anything yesterday, but I did spend the night comfortably on my new bed in here. I did have supper with my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, so didn't have to cook in the van. It was a bit chilly, I have to admit, but I did have an extension cable so I could plug into their electricity, and I did use my little heater for about 5 minutes this morning. That's all really, just to take the edge off, but it was definitely cold. My body wasn't cold because I had plenty of layers, but my nose and my cheeks were a bit chilly. I wasn't quite at the point of blowing steam when I breathed, but it was definitely a bit chilly. And other than that, it was a very uneventful, very comfortable night, so all is good there. I'm just about to go and meet my son, take him for a bit of birthday brunch. Unfortunately, he's working later today, but it is his birthday, so we're going to treat him to some brunch and give him his present. And then I'm heading off down to, or up actually from here, to Leamington Spa to spend the evening with another friend, and I'm sleeping on her driveway tonight. So let's see how the day pans out. It's actually a really beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's a gorgeous part of the world down here. There's lots of greenery, which makes it actually quite tricky driving because the sun coming through the trees casts lots of shadows. It's quite hard to see where you're going, but really, really pretty. Absolutely rubbish at this remembering to film look. I've had a really lovely day with my son. I've travelled now to Leamington Spa. I'm all tucked up in the van. It's about 9:30 at night. I've had a lovely evening with my friend, had a couple of glasses of wine, and I'm just all settled on her driveway. So I just thought I would show you my nighttime setup, because I haven't done any other filming today and I'm rubbish at this. Tomorrow I will do some more vlogging. I've got a day where I'm not having to rush left, right and centre. I've had quite a full-on day, lunch with my son, then heading down to Leamington. I had my mindfulness course that I'm doing for an hour. Obviously I didn't record that because that would just be wrong. Then time with my friend. Again, I didn't record that because she, you know, she might not want to be on camera. So I haven't got a lot of footage, but I will show you my nighttime setup. So just bear with me a second. And sorry about the quality. I am on my phone because my cameras and everything are underneath the bed and I'm all set up and I haven't got the energy, I guess, to get them all out. So you'll have to make do with my phone. Sorry about that. And the light in here isn't great, but let me show you the setup. Okay, so basically, ignore the light here. Let me put the light behind. I've got my thermal screens on the windows. I've got my Bluetti charging my watch and it'll charge my phone. That's the only power I've got in here now at the moment. I'm not plugged in, so it might get a bit cold in the morning. I've got my, what do you call this, my induction hob out on the side just because it's easier, but it doesn't budge. This stuff is absolutely brilliant. Got a silver screen on that window. I've got my blackout blind. Let me just put some light over here. Got my blackout blind over there. I can't see, I'm going to need the fan tonight. I'm on a bit, and there's another screen there. I'm on a bit of a downhill slant, so I'm actually going to sleep the other way up. Normally I would sleep, can you see that? It's a bit hard to see, isn't it? Normally I would sleep with my head this end because it's a bit wider and my feet down the bottom, but tonight I'm going to sleep with my head up this end just because I'm on a downward slant. I don't have any leveling blocks or anything, so yeah, sorry, the lights are a bit rubbish there as well. Thankfully, my friend has left the porch door open so I can get access to her toilet, and there's a downstairs shower, so in the morning I'll have a nice shower in there as well. So I'm absolutely taken care of. The only problem I've got is I'm parked up against a hedge, so the door to get in and out is the passenger side is right up against a hedge, so I can't access that door. I can't really get out of the driver's side door because now I've got the bed in the way, which means if I want to get out, I'm going to have to get out of the tailgate. But if you remember from a couple of videos ago, Mark and I fitted a button inside to help me get in and out. I haven't yet got a handle to close the tailgate, so that might be a bit tricky if I do have to get out. I do have my emergency pee bottle, which I will probably use if I need a wee before the morning. But yeah, I'm all set up. I'm going to give Mark a quick ring and then I'm going to snuggle up, listen to some of my audiobook, and I will catch you all in the morning. Night. Good morning, everyone. It's day 3 of my little road trip. Is that right? No, day 2, I beg your pardon. Day 2 of my road trip. I travelled on Sunday, slept Sunday night, saw my son yesterday and slept Monday night, and now it's Tuesday. So 3, 2, I don't know, you make your own mind up. Had a brilliant night's sleep again. I actually slept the opposite way, but it was absolutely fine. I thought it would be a bit narrow because of the way the bed was built, but I was absolutely fine, really comfortable. And now, well, I'm making myself a cup of tea. First time I've used the gas cooker in the van. Normally I have it open, but I've got the windows open. I haven't got the doors and things open because it's a bit flippin' cold outside. Let me show you around. As you can see, we're just a little bit steamed up, not too bad. I actually didn't put the thermal cover on these 2 windows last night. I just had my blackout curtain across. Got my cool box here with some milk because I need to have a cup of tea. I've just boiled the kettle on there. I was a little bit concerned about the curtains above, but actually there's loads and loads of space there, so it's not a problem. A bit disappointed in the Bluetti, to be honest. All it did was charge my watch overnight, and it was gone from 100% down to 79, just charging my Apple Watch. I don't know if we've got a dodgy Bluetti, but it's never been that great. But it works, and that's the main thing. So I'm going to have my cup of tea. I'm going to get myself ready. My friend did leave the door open so I could use the toilet, but I haven't needed to. I'm going to head into Leamington Spa today, have a look around. I've got some editing I want to do a little bit later. I think I'm going to do a pub stop tonight. I'm going to go and just have a look at the pub and make sure that it feels okay, that it feels comfortable in the car park and things. This would be the first time I've ever stayed somewhere that isn't on my friend's driveway, where I know I'm, you know, right next to somebody who will look after me, or on a campsite where I feel completely safe. But I need to get over this silly, illogical anxiety, because my brain plays tricks on me. It goes through every scenario, imagining the worst case. And the truth is, yes, there are things that I could be, you know, need to worry about. But the possibility of something happening and the probability of it happening are two completely different things, especially in a pub car park in a little village. So I just need to talk myself down from this anxiety and get over it, I guess. So anyway, I will catch you a little bit later when I get to Leamington Spa. Alrighty, well, I've just pulled up into Morrison's car park. I did go across to Asda first, because I thought they might have a cafe, but they didn't. So I've moved across to Morrison's. I've got 2.5 hours here in the car park, and I'm going to sit and do some work. And the reason I'm going to work here rather than going somewhere prettier is I actually don't want the distractions. I want to be able to get some editing done. I'm then going to move into Leamington Spa itself. I've found a car park that I think is pretty central, so I'm going to park up and then I'll go for a walk around Leamington Spa. Morrison's here is pretty cool. They've got a Pret takeaway, which is nice. So I've got myself a coffee. I've got a little bit of brunch because I haven't really eaten this morning anything, so I just picked up one of these from Pret. It is a, what is it, blueberry balance bowl, so I'm going to have that. I'm going to work. You're not going to want to watch me just sitting on a computer editing. So as I say, I'll see you when we get to Leamington Spa. Good old trusty bit of scribe wear. Oh, bloody hell, I just spilled all my coffee on the floor. Can you see? A whole cup of coffee. Thankfully it's black coffee and not tea, so it's got no milk in it, but it's all over the floor. Ugh. Okay, that's all my editing done. It's uploaded. It's rendered. I haven't uploaded it yet. I need to check through it before I upload it. I'm now going to head off to Rosefield Street parking in Leamington Spa to have a wander round and see what there is to see. It looks quite nice actually, so yeah, let's go and have a look. Right, okay, so here I am, Leamington Spa. I've just parked up. No idea where I'm going, but I'm sure I'll find something. the menu, please?
Oh, just up there.
Oh,
got
yeah.
everywhere.
Can I just get a tuna jack potato, please?
Yes. Stay in the takeaway.
I'll eat just outside,
Yeah,
thank
no
you. And an ordinary tea, please.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm a bit hot. So that was lovely. 2 hours to look around Leamington Spa. Absolutely not enough. But I did find some really nice places. The Jefferson Gardens, Victoria Gardens, the Pump House Gardens. Went to the Pump House and Museum. An art gallery, had a quick look around there, literally 20 minutes because I needed to get back to the car. I did find a bit of free parking here, which is very nice. 2 hours maximum though, and no return within 4, so that's why I'm on a 2-hour limit. Now I'm heading off to the pub that I'm going to stay at tonight. I've got about a 20-minute drive to get there. I'll catch you there. Okay, so I parked up at the Malt Shovel in Gaydon. My friend Tracey's taken me for a guided tour around the British Motor Museum tomorrow. So I parked up here. It's on Britstops, it's also on Search for Sites. It's an absolutely beautiful pub. So I'm going to eat here tonight, stay over, first pub stop, and then head off to the museum tomorrow. So I just popped in to see if it's okay. Absolutely fine. And yeah, I'm just going to have a nice little half a Guinness. Cheers. Nice. So I'm all settled down in the pub. I'm going to have myself something to eat. Unfortunately, my friend who's taking me around the museum tomorrow, British Motor Museum tomorrow, can't make it tonight, otherwise we'd have had dinner together. But I've got my laptop, got my dinner coming. I'm going for the lamb's liver, which is, yeah, I know, a bit controversial, isn't it? Some people love it, some people hate it. I really like liver and I don't have it very often. But yeah, got that coming. Nice little glass of red. I'm all settled in the car park, bed's all made, ready for my overnighter, and it's all good. It's a really nice pub actually, let me show you around. Yeah, really nice, very happy. Let's hope the meal is good. Wow, look at that. That looks pretty damn good. I'm going to enjoy this. There's my little girl. Lovely moonlit night. God, I'm so full. I survived. Didn't get the knock. Didn't get broken into. I wouldn't have got the knock. I'm in a pub car park. That's part of Bloomin' Britstops. Didn't sleep very well though. Lots of tossing and turning. But it was really quiet. Nothing to worry about at all. And it's time to get up. Oh well, right, so proper good morning. Now I've fully woken up. I've got my cup of tea, because you know what I like my cup of tea. And thank you so much to I think it's Tomo, can't remember the number, I apologise for that, for the super thanks, my first super thanks on this channel. I appreciate it. It will go towards my tea fund, as you've suggested. Thank you very much. So I've woken up and yeah, I'm pretty content. I was anxious yesterday about doing the pub stop. I've said quite a number of times the idea of not being on a campsite, being a bit off grid, has worried me, and it's been an irrational worry really, because there's always the possibility when you're in a car on your own that somebody might break in. That's my biggest fear, that somebody might break in. Now the possibility is there. It's not an unreasonable anxiety. Cars do get broken into. The probability, on the other hand, pretty low. I'm in a 2013 Peugeot Partner wheelchair adapted vehicle, and to all intents and purposes from the outside, that's all it is. That's what it looks like. It's not a flash sports car that somebody might steal to have a bit of a joyride in. It's not an expensive vehicle that somebody might, break into to sell on. It's a pretty boring vehicle from a car thief's point of view. So the other anxiety there is that people might recognise that it's a micro camper and therefore choose to break into it to see if there's anything inside worth taking. But again, it's quite an innocuous vehicle. So from the outside, the only thing that would give it away is really the fact that I've got covers on the windows. And that, I guess, probably suggests that somebody might be in it, but whoever is likely to break in doesn't know who is in it. They don't know if I'm a single female or a 6'2" bloke in here. They don't know. So they'd be taking as big a risk as me camping out, if that makes sense. So in reality, the probability of something happening is really low. I know it does. People do get the knock. People do get broken into. People do have issues when they're wild parking. I'm in a pub. I know that's not quite the same as wild parking, but I'm thinking kind of the bigger picture here. So it's not an unreasonable anxiety, but it is an improbable one, really. It's the likelihood of something happening is pretty slim. And I had to talk myself through that last night because I had a few moments where I thought, you're sleeping in a vehicle in a car park, and it just felt weird. And I have done it before. Mark and I have done pub stopovers, but there's something about safety in numbers, I think. Anyway, I am here. I'm having my cup of tea, and I survived. And when I think about it, it just does sound really silly. That said, unless I can get over the anxiety, which meant that although I wasn't terrified or anything silly like that, I just had this sort of heightened awareness, I suppose. And if I didn't keep it in check, my imagination ran away with me. I'd have, be going through potential scenarios in my head. I've got, I'll show you, this is my tripod. It's my iPhone tripod. It weighs a ton. It's like a police truncheon. I had that next to my bed. I also have quite a heavyweight torch next to my bed. God knows what I thought I would do with them. But I had, I've put measures in place. I've got other measures in here as well. I'm not going to talk about it, but I had measures in place in case something happened. And the likelihood of it happening is really, really slim. Where was I going with that? I've gone off piste a little bit. Right, that's what I was going to say. Unless I can get rid of that heightened anxiety, which kind of makes for a not very pleasant sleep, I can't see the point in doing wild park-ups. I'd be better off just going to a campsite. Now, last night I ate in the pub. I'm staying at the Malt Shovel in Gaydon because I'm going today to the British Motor Museum with my friend Tracey. She's going to give me a guided tour. I'll take you around with me. But I ate in the pub last night and it cost me 30 quid for a meal. It was a very nice meal. I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't cheap. Had I stayed on a campsite, I'd have probably paid 20 quid with electric hookup, and I'd have felt less anxious. So I don't know. I think there's a part of me that feels like I should be wild camping because that's what you're meant to do. When in actual fact, who says? Who says there's anything wrong with staying on a campsite feeling comfortable, feeling less anxious, having electric hookup so I can more easily cook for myself. The weather isn't great. It was lovely yesterday, but I've woken up this morning, it's pouring with rain. So it's really difficult actually just to open the van up. I can't open the tailgate. I don't know if you can see behind. I'm right up against a bush. So I can't open the tailgate. I suppose I could if I moved forward, but then I'd be out of the parking slot. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Should I just give it up and say, right, no, I'm just going to stay on campsites and feel comfortable? Or should I keep pushing through and get used to and get better at feeling comfortable being kind of off-grid on my own? Let me know, because I'm really on the fence about it. Anyway, I'm going to finish my cup of tea. I'm going to have a little bite of breakfast. Then, as I say, I'm going to go and meet my friend Tracey for a tour of the British Motor Museum. And it's only about a 4-minute drive from the pub. So if anybody's interested in the museum and you're looking for a pub stop, the Malt Shuffle at Gaydon, really lovely. Jackie, the waitress in there last night, really looked after me. She was lovely. And as I say, it's a very lovely, it's a lovely little pub. Flat car park. I think Mark and I may well come back here. I'll bring him with me when we've got our bigger van, which unfortunately we've just found out we're not going to get now until the end of October, 28th of October. Anyway, I am rattling on here, so I'm going to shut off for now, have my cup of tea, get myself chilled a little bit, and I'll see you at the British Motor Museum.
I ain't afraid of the dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark.
So we are here. I have arrived at the British Motor Museum. It is absolutely crowded. They've got a conference on, but this is my friend Tracey.
Hello.
Some of you may know her already if you've watched any of my other channel, but you're a volunteer helper?
Sort of. No, I'm actually on the payroll.
Oh.
It's we're not here for the money though, let's put it like that.
So Tracy's going to show me around the museum. I have to say, I'm not a massive car
You
enthusiast,
don't have to be.
but I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a trip down memory lane, because my dad had a lot of sort of British cars, and I think it's going to be interesting. And of course I've got the best guide as well, so let's go and have a look.
And there's a nice cafe.
Oh, that sounds even better. When I first met Mark, he'd just bought it was a red Ford Sierra, very similar to that, but it wasn't a 4x4. But it was a Ghia. I think it might have been a Ghia with a wooden, like walnut dash, old Mark 1 Escort. And actually my dad had a brown Ford Capri. And they've just brought a brand new style Capri out, haven't they?
Yeah, a friend of mine's on back. Oh,
yeah, I don't like the look of it. It'll grow on me, because they always do. And I learned to drive in a Mini. And I remember going up a hill and my dad going, put your foot down, we're losing speed. And the accelerator cable had snapped. I'm going, I'll put my foot down as hard as it'll go. It was an orange one. Stunningly well preserved, aren't they? John Lennon's Rolls Royce. So just tell me what is going on. So that car is being prepared for...
The London's a Brighton Veteran Run. It's for cars older than 1905. Have I got my numbers right there?
1905.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we send a bunch of cars out every year. It's usually 4 to 6 cars, something like that. And usually they will make it intact to the other end. And the people who drive them can be either staff from here, sometimes the volunteers do, or people can actually pay. The members can pay to drive them. So if anybody knows Mike Brewer off the telly and Steve McDonald from Coronation Street, I can't remember his real name, but they drove them last year as well. So yes, they go off and do that, and they come back in better condition than the drivers do usually. Because as you probably noticed, the run is in November and they don't have any roofs.
No. Do you know what? I've never driven a Land Rover.
Neither have I. I don't know why. I just haven't. Let's get you a close.
Which is a basic Fiesta.
I
So one
don't-
will be to put it into four-wheel drive, is it? And the other one will be...
Yeah, it's for the
Is that
forward.
your-
And I think there's high and low range on the four-wheel drive.
So Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
Do you want me to do the story of it?
Yeah.
While I'm
talk us
voiceover,
through
you
what
need to
it's
ask
about.
questions then.
Yeah.
So what they did was when all the Shaun the Sheep and the Aardman Productions thing was, just being launched for the film for this, 2007, they wanted a real life-size version of the Land Rover that featured in the film for publicity. So they spoke to Land Rover, and Land Rover sort of said, well, that's not an actual model of Land Rover. Bits of it look like a Series 1, bits of it look like a Series 2. And they said, yeah, can you make us one? So they did. So that's what this is.
It's a bit of a hybrid mishmash.
In the old sense of the word hybrid, yeah, it is. So bits of it, if anybody really knows Land Rovers, you'll see bits of it are Series 1, bits of it are Series 2. That's a Series 1 BEV.
I've got to show you this. This is Prince Philip's Bedford van. Can you imagine getting hold of that and doing a conversion in it? And it would convert beautifully. It's very square.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. But it's so plush inside. So Tracey's going to be interviewing me for her channel, which is called YouTube for Grown-Ups, where she helps people to understand how to use YouTube, especially if they're in the hobby sort of arena. So if you're trying to video your hobby, and I guess Dottie is my hobby, so I fall into that now. We've got a bit of noise in the background. I think we've got a bit of work going on, but it's either the work noise or music in the pub. So we're just setting up, and got a trusty cup of tea on the go. Look at this spoon. How gorgeous is that? Can you see that? In fact, Tracey's spoon is all rainbow colours. How gorgeous is that? And it comes with a custard cream instead of those bloomin' awful what do they call them? Those
My mum likes those.
the little butterscotch things.
Mum likes those.
Yeah.
I bought her a box for Christmas.
No, don't do anything for me. Anyway, I'm going to grab a cup of tea, let Tracey do her magic. I'll put a link to Tracey's channel in the description, because if you're interested in starting or growing a YouTube channel, well worth watching. She's helped me no end. And yeah, we'll crack on. What an amazing 3 days I've had. What a great road trip. My first proper road trip. 3-day road trip in Dottie. I've had such a great time. Today has been so interesting, getting to look around the British Motor Museum and having the guided tour by Tracey. I will drop Tracey's links to her channels in the description. If you're into resin crafting, she's the girl to watch, but she has the other channel, which is YouTube for Grown-Ups, which is really about helping people who want to do YouTube to grow. She's interviewed me this afternoon, and when that comes out, I'll share that as well. So if you're interested in the YouTube side of what I'm doing, you might get something from that as well. I'm about to hit the road and head home. I think it's a couple of hours to get back to home. It's about 3:30, so I'm probably going to hit smack bang into rush hour, But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to take it easy. Thanks ever so much for joining me and coming along on my little road trip. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I will talk to you again very soon. Take care.